What's lurking at the edge of space? You know that feeling when you're standing on a beach at night, staring out at the ocean, and you realize you have no idea what's out there in the dark water? Your eyes can only see so far before everything just fades into blackness. You know the ocean continues, but you can't prove it. You just have to trust that it does. That's exactly how astronomers feel about the edge of space. Except instead of a few miles of dark water, we're talking about something so vast it makes your brain hurt to even think about it. 46 billion light-years away, and yeah, I know that number barely means anything to us. There's a boundary, not a wall you could touch or a fence you could climb over, but something stranger. It's the furthest point where light has had time to reach us since the very beginning of everything. We call it the observable universe. Everything beyond that? Complete mystery. But here's what really messes with your head. The universe doesn't care about that boundary. It doesn't stop there just because we can't see past it. Space just keeps going, expanding, stretching out into regions we will never ever be able to observe. Not because we don't have good enough telescopes, but because the light from those places literally hasn't had enough time to reach us yet. And with the universe expanding faster and faster, some of that light never will. Think about that for a second. There are galaxies out there, whole cosmic cities filled with billions of stars that we will never see. They exist in a part of reality that is forever sealed off from us. So what's actually out there, beyond the edge? What exists in that unreachable darkness? Well, we found some seriously weird clues. Back in 2008, astronomers discovered something that shouldn't be possible according to everything we thought we knew about the universe. They were studying massive galaxy clusters. These aren't just a few galaxies hanging out together. We're talking about thousands of galaxies, each containing billions of stars, all bound together by gravity. These are the largest structures in the known cosmos, and they were all moving in the same direction. Not just drifting slowly either. These cosmic giants were streaming through space at over 2 million miles per hour, all flowing toward the same point like water circling a drain. Scientists named this phenomenon dark flow, and it completely defied every prediction about how the universe should behave. According to our understanding of the Big Bang and how matter spread out across space, galaxy clusters should be moving somewhat randomly, or at least in patterns we can explain based on the gravity of visible matter. But this was something else entirely. It's like discovering that all the ships in the Pacific Ocean are inexplicably sailing toward the same spot, pulled by some invisible force beneath the waves. The most unsettling explanation? Whatever's pulling these galaxies is so massive, so powerful, that it exists beyond our observable universe. Outside the boundary. In that region we can never see. Think about how powerful something would have to be to influence galaxies from that distance. We're not talking about a single galaxy or even a cluster. We're talking about a structure or structures so incomprehensibly massive that they exert gravitational pull across the very edge of observable reality. What could that even be? Some scientists think it might be enormous accumulations of matter and energy on scales that make our entire observable universe look small by comparison. Imagine if our universe, with its 2 trillion galaxies, is just a tiny neighborhood in a cosmic city so large we can't even see the edges. Others propose something even stranger: other universes. Now, I know what you're thinking. Other universes sounds like science fiction. But stick with me here, because the math actually works out in a terrifying way. One theory suggests that during the rapid inflation period right after the Big Bang, space didn't expand uniformly. Instead, it created bubbles. Each bubble stopped expanding at different times and formed its own separate universe, complete with its own physical laws and constants. Our universe would be just one bubble in an infinite foam of cosmic bubbles, each one containing its own version of reality. The truly mind-bending part? You could never travel to another bubble, even if you had infinite time and could move at the speed of light. The space between the bubbles is expanding so fast that the distance would always grow faster than you could cross it. Each universe would be eternally isolated, like islands that can never be reached no matter how far you sail. But there's an even weirder possibility that some physicists take seriously. What if the gravity we experience in our daily lives, the force that keeps your feet on the ground and holds planets in orbit, isn't actually from our universe at all? What if it's leaking in from another dimension? This comes from string theory and its extension, called M-theory, which proposes that reality has 11 dimensions, not just the 4 we experience. In this model, our universe exists on something called a membrane, or brain for short, floating in this higher dimensional space. Other brains, other universes exist nearby, and they're all rippling and oscillating. Here's where it gets wild. Gravity, unlike the other fundamental forces, might be able to slip between these brains. That would explain why gravity is so much weaker than electromagnetism or the nuclear forces. It's not really from here. Most of it exists in these other dimensions, and we're only feeling the tiny bit that leaks through. When these membranes collide, according to the theory, they create new universes. The Big Bang might not have been the beginning of everything. It might have just been the moment when 2 of these cosmic membranes crashed into each other, and the energy from that collision formed our space, time, matter, and energy. So, beyond the edge of our observable universe, there might be an entire multiverse of brains, each one a complete universe with potentially different laws of physics. Some might not have atoms as we know them. Some might not have time flowing the way ours does. Some might be so radically different that calling them universes almost doesn't make sense. And we're stuck here, on our little membrane, able to see only a tiny sphere of the space around us. Now, I'll be honest with you. A lot of this is still theoretical. We can't prove most of these ideas, at least not yet. Some of them might be impossible to prove by their very nature. How do you test something that exists beyond the boundary of everything you can ever observe? But here's what we do know for certain. The observable universe is not all there is. Space continues beyond what we can see. The dark flow is real. Those galaxy clusters really are moving in ways that suggest something massive exists beyond our view. And the mathematics of cosmology and theoretical physics consistently points toward realities far stranger and larger than most people imagine. We live on a rock orbiting an average star in a galaxy containing hundreds of billions of other stars, and that galaxy is just one of 2 trillion galaxies in the observable universe. And all of that, every single thing we've ever seen or could ever hope to see, might be just an infinitesimally small fraction of what actually exists. Somewhere out there, beyond the furthest light, past the edge of everything we know, something is lurking. We've seen its effects, we've felt its pull, we've caught glimpses of its shadow cast across the cosmic microwave background radiation, but we may never know what it actually is. And honestly, that might be the most haunting thing of all, knowing that the universe keeps secrets from us not out of malice, but simply because of the fundamental nature of space, time, and light itself. The edge isn't just a boundary of distance, it's a boundary of knowledge, and beyond it lies an infinity we can theorize about, dream about, and calculate but never, ever touch. What do you think is lurking beyond the edge? Massive structures we can't imagine? Other universes with different laws of physics? Or something even stranger we haven't thought of yet? Let me know in the comments below, and if you want to explore more cosmic mysteries, make sure to subscribe and hit that notification bell. We've got a lot more to uncover together.